actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. Back to throw. Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a 1st down. See some head shaking on that defensive sideline because so much focus on taking away what he did last week as NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Big gain there for him to start.
I love your observation because you would think they'd be prepared for it after what he did the previous week. But sometimes that skill set actually intimidates a defense. And
the ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone came around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. Fields going to keep it once more. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and he moves the sticks. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
A good run of 6 yards there, gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
That was a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Fields going to hold on to it. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields rolling to his right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, Fields. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
A confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
But not a game that you're going to go crazy about, though. When you start drawing 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
They just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. They run it again with Cook. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. A yard in the wrong direction. Makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone, so they could use something here on 3rd down. Going to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
His height, that's exactly where you want to put him for that. But even that throw was a little tall to connect for the touchdown.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Fields. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're saying.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And this is going to be intercepted. Jair Elam makes a pick, and the Bills are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
They start the drive with Cook. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. Going to try and throw on 3rd down. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
2 drives will tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Tre'Davious White with a pick. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff would be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. James Cook. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bills use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Well, solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands. Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
To throw is Fields.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Here comes the Bears punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. After 7-0 on EA Sports. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Bass on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Bills 14, Bears nothing. Tyler Bass to the kickoff for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their futures. They look ahead to the offseason. What spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too. Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Ed Oliver through the line and hitting him for the loss.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Off play action, Fields.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well gone. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Fields going to take this himself.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15.
Fields now to throw.
And it'll be intercepted.
Jair Elam makes a pick. And the Bills are going to get the football here at their own 23. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And meanwhile, Allen's throw here into the hands of Jones.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Now it's Hines. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
He lost 6 there on the first down play.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
And now they'll throw with Allen. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third.
That's a step in the right direction defensively here, because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction. And that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them. And now they can make a few more plays and get back.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down.
Fields.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Famous Jones.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bears are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
Santos with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. That is complete downfield to Knox.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
To throw again on second down. Allen. Throw left side complete. That's Hines. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A final shot before half for Allen. Touchdown, Bills. Dawson Knox in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bills will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 21-7. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
To the air, Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Now Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
He has to be able to run with guys step for step downfield, man coverage, and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Back to Montgomery on second down. And he is going to lose yardage here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now it's Fields. Looking downfield for Jones. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Well, CD, when you combine accuracy with a big arm, you get throws like that. And Justin Fields may very well be making these kinds of plays at the pro level for years to come. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. Here's Fields.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Throwing on third down, Fields.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points in 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
McKenzie will not return this, and it will be brought out to the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now? Those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back.
That's caught by Gabriel Davis.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a pickup of 17 on that one and a Bills first down. Allen now looks to throw. He completes it to Jones. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. That catch, by the way, number 940 in his career, so he's 60 away from a grand, but 940, that ties him with Art Monk.
And I think it's fitting that he tied Art Monk because of the way that he goes about his business, the way that he plays the game. Not a lot of flash, not a lot of dash, but plenty of production.
That good for 19 on a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves,
and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Here's Allen to throw it. He's got the hook up with Diggs.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the fourth quarter. This offense so far on third down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Allen is complete to Jones. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Throwing now is Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Gabriel Davis.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bills are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. That's going to be caught. Touchdown Bears.
Darnell Mooney,
31 yards.
and the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Fields trying to throw for it.
And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs to keep up with your theme there, playing keep away. First downs, they can't touch the ball. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A run there with Cook on 1st down, but it won't net him much, maybe a yard. 2nd down coming up.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Going deep for Diggs. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
And the Bears are right back in this football game.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Now a 1st down throw. Fields
Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it.
on 1st down. Fields
looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Fields.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Looking downfield for Jones.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. They run with Hines. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, break it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Third down. Here's a run by Cook.
And they'll go backwards here. Losing yardage to the 14. And a rough go there on third down. Loss of 4.
The kick by Bass is good. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done.
Here's Fields.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Popular down near the goal line. Quick slant. Nice job there to get in, knock it away.
It was. One of the other things you're concerned about when you throw that route is to make sure your offensive linemen use their leverage to get the hands of the defensive front down so you can throw it through that little bit of crowd and get it to the receiver. In this event, they did, but a nice play by the defender knocking it away.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a play in the cash.
Jalen Johnson up to make the tackle.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Here's Cook again.
He'll be dropped at the 30. The first broken tackle was there, but couldn't bust free. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.